Welcome to another episode of the Regular Irregular Show. I am the host with the most, aka Sleepy Melbourne, in the building, and I'm here to talk to y'all about Tower of God, Urek'sAscent, episode 20, ch.20. That is the name of the chapter and also the name of the angel that Urek is going to have to do battle with. But battle is such a strong word for what's really going to happen. Urek is going to give him a spanking like he spanks all the other babies inside of the tower and continue on his way. But before we get there, we do have a conversation between the ranker Davidon and Urek talking about the ascetics, which basically is a group of people who are made to wear clothes with special markings and live only for one purpose, leaving their place of birth and trying to make it through the mud flats to this castle, to this tower that they're trying to make bloom. But they have to get basically past these rankers called angels who basically kill them as they're on this pilgrimage to the castle. And the angels are doing this because they believe that the more ascetic blood that is spilled, it will collect and eventually turn the flower red and make it bloom and grant them their wish. None of this is like a for sure thing, but it is what they believe. And so we get back to the present scene with Urek and Angel. Xion Jiam is telling him that, hey, I'm actually not supposed to be seen by anybody. Rahab would actually be mad if he found out. And I think Rahab is the rabbit at the beginning of the tower. And that makes me ask other questions. Like, I knew we couldn't trust him. I always felt he was evil, even in the beginning series, but even more so now. But he tries to escape with use of Shinshu, and this doesn't really work because Urek is not one to play with. He does disappear from Urek's sight, but Urek stands just looking into the air and saying, "Where did you go, Cheon Jim?" And then after a second, there he is. And boom, he is above him, floating. And Angel is surprised. He says, "Sorry, but I'll decide when my time will come. AKA, my time is now." And he says, "It looks like Cheongjam will turn to dusk," making it a little funny. Probably talking about how he's about to destroy him. But just then he gets an emergency signal from Neo, excuse me. Basically, Neo and Roha have been working on a plan to continue to take out the other teams around the tower. And not really the tower, around the throne, using their handkerchief crown. And this time they leave it in an open area, hoping that someone will be dumb enough to come out and try and get it. And then when they do, boom, someone will get shot. And then this will continue on until there's just one left. And then when there's one left, that is when they will have the advantage. And it will be 2-on-1 with them as the 2. And the person that thinks that there's a crown in there as the 1. And then they will be able to go and take them out. And this is a fairly simple plan. Neo has, but Rohan is not necessarily a fan of it. It does, however, work with us seeing one of the regulars who was shot earlier when she went after the crown the first time, continuing her journey towards this handkerchief crown, dying as she's doing so, saying, "Oh, my vision is fading. I can't keep on like this. I'm going to die." And it's like, girl, why would you even make this decision if you know that you're going to die? Like, if death is soon to come, I think that you probably should, try and solve that problem. But no, she's like, I must know what's under this crown. And so she attempts to figure it out and gets shot again, which, good for her, because what's wrong with you? But right after that, and Neo bringing the crown back to him, we see the introduction of one of the Princes of Zahad's members named Pax. Pax says, "I'm going to break you in two if you don't give me the turban and let me check what's inside. And Neon says, if you want to see what's inside, you'll have to be split in two from us. And he says, I'll accept anyone who wants to fight me. Rohan goes to attack Pax, and she uses her judo to put him down quickly and lets him know that, hey, if you don't want people to underestimate you, you need to get stronger. And then moves to try and strike. But that's only if this was a one-on-one. But we don't run the ones. We jump over here, madam. And so Neo shoots at her with his Senshu. Doesn't hit her. She's able to guard and jump back. But he reminds her, hey, this is a 2-on-1, and a spear bearer launches a spear behind him. He's able to dodge that shot. And that's not somebody that I believe is on their team. But one thinks that, hey, we got to get out of here because the spear bearer is someone that I can't sense their presence, but I can sense the shots, obviously, since I was able to dodge. But with having to deal with them and Pact and having Ron here, I have to get rid of one person first. And so let's go ahead and kind of split up. You go hide and get in position to use your spear, and I will chase after Pax, basically moving the handkerchief so that she follows it and I'll follow her. This plan seems to work until the Princess of Zahad shows up right as Ron is about to throw the spear and stabs him in the back, allowing him to fall to the ground right in front of Neo and Pax. Pax then has the handkerchief in hand, check the inside of it, seeing that it is actually just an empty stone. And now it is time for them to go ahead and take out Neo, who has to face consequences since he was the one who came up with this game. But he says, and you haven't been taught that messing with a mysterious black-haired male character who seems to have history elsewhere will only make you regret it. And then boom, we have an orb. And if you know from the regular story, an orb is a big deal. And so I'm excited to see what our boy Neo can do. He clearly sends a distress call to Urek, but maybe he did that as soon as things got hairy, because he also said that if you just let Mr. Urek handle things, everything will work out. So that might have been his philosophy, and he's still going to fight because he's going to defend himself. So I'm here for this. I am definitely excited. Hopefully you guys like episode 20 of Urek'sAscent. Or if you don't, let me know in the comments below. Tell me what you would like to see. Tell me what you'd like to see from me on reviews and reactions, because I had no idea this was coming out. I was just reading the new One Piece, and then bam, I checked the site and it says Tower of God's been out. I said, oh shit, let me go ahead. And shit, here we are. But all right, guys, I love you. I'm out.